Plan for this record, it was this was a concept record for us. We wanted to do something pretty different from our first record, and we kind of wanted to go back to the roots of what we are as musicians and fans of music, and
to come out with a sound that portrayed each of our playing styles. And
in a nutshell, when we met with producers, we said we wanted it to sound like an action movie soundtrack.
We really sat down and figured out what we needed to do to make a record that would separate us and yet use elements that were our strengths for each one of us. And to do that, we just analyzed what was wrong with the last record and what we could do to make it better.
So we had we've got some hip hop backbeats on this, a lot of synthetic sounds, still the heavy, gritty guitar that's Static Cycle. You know, some new, you know, soft rock and rhythmic vocals, still some rock vocals, just all types of different sounds.
We wanted to come together and make a product that represented that. So,
you know, we wanted to make a record that was different. I think the first record was good, but a lot of people liked it, but it didn't separate us from everyone else.
When we walked into the room initially to record this thing, we agreed that there'd be no rules, and that we wanted to use every instrument on the planet if possible. Really just to be able to draw from anything to create this new beast of you know, a fusion record, as we're calling it. So.
Face is cold, filled with envy. He's got it all, he's left empty. Sold his soul, unsuspecting he'd lose his world. Now he's perfecting his own song, his sweet medley. Every verse is resurrecting what he's made. An early grave, he's all alone on this paper chase. All we find is emptiness. Oh yes, we're focused on this paper chase. And so we ask, what comes next? Oh yes, we stop this race, this paper chase. Can't stop sweating, it's relentless. His mistakes, can't forget this. Leaves him nauseous, he's grown lawless. If he could, he'd take back all this. Weighted pockets, talk on her office. His plan, it was flawless. Now he bleeds, this disease. It grows on trees, only cost his dreams. Oh, we find his emptiness. Oh yes, we're focused on this paper chase. And so we ask, what comes next? Oh yes, we stop this race. This paper chase. Paper chase. Go on and chase. Go on, go on and chase. Go on and chase. Oh, we find his emptiness. Oh yes, we're focused on this paper chase. And so we ask, what comes next? Oh yes, we stop this race. This paper we could start again. Maybe we could save ourselves. Change the way we dream. Burn this paper train. What if we could start again? Maybe we could save ourselves. Change the way we dream. Burn this paper train.
We went to the studio with we started with 21 tracks, kind of narrowed it down in the week or two prior to going. Went to the studio, we had 10 tracks. Half of those turned into something else when we were there.
We did stick to the plan, but a lot of things changed in the studio. The studio magic happened, and as our producer Tone, as he said, it was a matter of catching lightning in a bottle whenever it would strike, and so it was a lot of experimentation. We tried a lot of things outside of the box that we never would have otherwise.
Tone really pushed us to be creative and kind of try new things. When you don't have a producer that does that, you get stuck doing the same old things, and having him around really pushed us to be different.
Tone is awesome. He's a great guy. He's a phenomenal producer, good writer. He sees the big picture, and it was great. He came in and having the hip hop background and still understanding rock and all the different elements he's worked on. And
Man, he's one of those guys that musically he just gets it, and it makes everybody's job easier.
he completed the out-of-box thinking to kind of shake us and break us out of the mold that we were hoping for. And he just a perfect fit. Amazing guy. We'll be friends for life. He's someone we'll work with again sometime in the future, and just, we clicked.
We picked Sonic Ranch. It was a good price. They have a lot of good equipment, a lot of retro stuff that you wouldn't find at other places.
The ranch was, man, it's on 2,500 acres. It's a pecan ranch out in the middle of nowhere. It's the largest residential studio in the U.S. And it's seclusion, ultimate seclusion. So we spent a month and a half about there just at that studio. We chose that place just to be able to get away and dive into this music and just swim in it. So there was no other distractions, nothing else that could take our focus away from creating this masterpiece, you know, what we hope for in these songs and in the music, and just to dig into one another as artists and writers, and really to just give all of ourselves for that time to completing this. So we went back and forth between Big City or the ranch, and ultimately we chose that just because of what it offered. We stayed there, we lived, ate, slept, everything at this ranch, recorded. So it was music 24 hours a day, and we only took a couple half days off. We just worked straight through just on this project, so perfect spot for us.
The Sonic Ranch is probably one of the better studios we've been in. It was kind of weird at the same time, though. You can't really lock yourself on a ranch for 2 months and come out 100% sane. But, I mean, it was good. Had a good time, blew up some stuff. You've never made a works bomb. You gotta try it out.
We took a couple half days and got into El Paso, was the biggest, closest town. And we just went around and saw some crazy stuff, some of the history there. And some of the sites, a couple really cool old school churches, some weird artifacts, just great stuff. That town has a lot of history, and being so close to the border, you see a lot of different cultures and just great people in that town. And
El Paso is different, man. Like I had never been to Texas, and it's a whole different world down there.
It's a lot of Mexicans and a lot of Mexican stuff. And we were right on the border of Juarez and, you know, the Mexican border, so there was a lot of killing and
drug stuff going on there. So it was kind of, you felt like there was a little bit of danger there.
It's different.
It's a cool place, and we ate at a bunch of cool restaurants, and it was a fun time.
Before it's over, full disclosure from this world of mine. 1,000 hours in
Yeah,
this
we went
town.
into this pawn shop that had somebody's finger in the window.
I think it was Billy the Kid's trigger finger. Somebody's trigger finger, the actual finger, was in a box there.
Like the finger was just chilling, like rotten in a pawn shop. Like, who wants to buy a finger?
Yeah, there was crazy stuff in that pawn shop. Shrunken heads.
It's like human skulls and stuff you wouldn't think would be legal to have. They had it. They had a bunch of instruments and stuff. It was just, I was surprised that most of that stuff they were allowed to have, honestly.
That pawn shop was not a good experience. It was pretty weird. Something you'd see in a freaky movie.
Before it's over, full disclosure from this world of mine. 1,000 hours in this hour, pushing overtime. Pour out our pores like open doors, we write the souls of life. I bet they enjoy us and driving it like open fire. It feels exciting, in the forces way. Give it all you got, recite after me. Inside this world of mine, I feel like I can fly. Watch the way I take off, climb so high. I could break the fall, cause I'm untouchable. No matter what the game is, I bet on my world. Cause I fight so hard, and I'm on my way. This is all I know. I'll never give up on my world. The silent strings and the strings that you play on repeat. I hope you're staring at the ceiling while you're listening. So finish, this is fit. The music breathe. Exercise, shake your mind. It's dead beat. The music shouts and the voices ring. Give it all you got, recite after me. Inside this world of mine, I feel like I can fly. Watch tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good. I got a feeling. Gonna let it rock. Gonna let it rock. Gonna let it rock. Go. Gonna let it rock. Gonna let it rock. Gonna let it rock. Gonna let it rock. Go. Gonna let it rock. You're standing cold outside, middle of the night. You can feel it in your chest. It doesn't feel right. You look to your left, the rain in your eyes. Shadows flash past, guns blast, make up your mind. Another instance, you've seen glimpses. But why should I be any different? So say goodbye, try to make me fly. But listen close, cause I've made up my mind. Wherever you go,